Joseph, the name of a man betrayed by his 7 brothers and ended up becoming the second most powerful man in Egypt, next to the Pharaoh. This is not a tribute on him, but on a similar man who shares the same name and problems. My son Joseph was born on January 3rd, 1993 in Austin, Texas. Joseph Schwartz is a boy afflicted with Asperger's and ADHD. He suffers many problems and has been gay for his whole life. He grew up with 2 older siblings and 2 supportive parents. His mother was a stay-at-home mom and his dad was a reporter for the New York Times. At a young age, they moved to New York City so their dad could get the inside scoop on news stories. Throughout the harsh years, Joseph persevered for the most part.
Is this the rap section?
Right. In grade 1, Joseph showed some signs of being gay. He only talked with the girls, played with their hair, pretended to be a disco yaddy. His favorite superheroes were heroines like Superwoman. Joseph chose to play with his sister's toys instead of his brothers. Joseph was a very strong reader at a young age and managed to read through the Harry Potter series 3 times in grade 1. His grade 1 teacher was very supportive of him, but Joseph had a lot of stress at school. That's when the visit to the psychiatrist started. His teacher thought he must have had some form of ADHD and was on the autism spectrum, as he was disturbed by loud noises. As grade 2 rolled around, the boys were starting to get like you, girls, feel. Joseph quickly got secluded from the boys and the girls. Joseph was in a time of distress, as both factions of the classroom didn't accept him for who he was. Joseph bullying started. The boys started to take his sweatshirts and hide them outside, and 3 followed him home one day and tried to beat him up. But Joseph managed to beat them up in a rage. The bullying continued until grade 3, by far Joseph's favorite teacher. She was kind and accommodated Joseph's needs. She helped him engage Joseph and make sure all the kids in the class were behaving. Joseph's mood increased. Those are the happiest moments of his life. We should all remember this part of Joseph because it's about to change. In grade 4, his teacher was discriminatory. Just because Joseph had a disability, he got treated unfairly by the teacher. Just because he had a few disabilities. Joseph's mood worsened. I noticed every time he came home, he was sad and depressed. He got in a big fight with the teacher about Muslim terrorists, where the teacher was taking a very racist opinion of terrorism that only comes from Muslims. The school made Joseph see a psychiatrist, which ended up in a discussion about giving Joseph an IEP. Joseph ended up getting enough breaks from his IEP that his teacher couldn't bully him anymore. In grade 5 is where everything started getting worse. There's some tension from grade 4, and hoping his teacher would be good. For the next few years, school was good. At the end of grade 7, Joseph came out to his classmates, and the boys got disturbed by it. They went to the student services and complained how they were uncomfortable around Joseph. Joseph felt heartbroken by the reaction. He was expecting understanding and got depressed. So he went home and got into the medicine cabinet. He overdosed with his wife's medicine, Benadryl, and was going to start cutting his wrist to end his life. That was the hardest part of his life. I was worried sick when my wife called me, so we ended up getting him to the hospital. Over time he got better and decided to attend some LGBTQ counseling. He gained a lot of confidence through high school and became a good leader. My son Joseph is one of the most important things in my life. He showed me a whole new universe of research. If I look back 17 years on when we had Joseph, I could have never guessed that I would research about everything from what queer means to disabilities. Joseph always was the go-to for information we didn't know. He read more books than I had made cell phone calls. Joseph recently had a relationship with another guy from his camp. And he actually got a boyfriend. Joseph has started to look into more widespread issues instead of his own. He helped others come out of the closet and feel respected in his own environment. Joseph had a weird request. He doesn't like the fame he gets from the book I wrote for him. So he just wants everyone to remember him as an average boy from the school who had minor disabilities. Boy, does he ever grow up. We will carry through his memory in our lives to come. Whenever I see a child alone, secluded from his friends, I think of Joseph, my boy, who has valued the troubles he went through, even if he doesn't want to. From bad teachers' discrimination to mental illnesses, he managed to get through all of it. In conclusion, Joseph's life has been very valuable and helped shape the perspectives of many people he encounters. He gets gets through the tough times and helps others become happy in the lives they live, being the people they are, not the people society wants them to be.